Meow? What's up, everybody? D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla vs. Kong news and updates. Oh boy, what a news and updates we have today. No good news, not a single bit of good news, that's for sure. Chapter times in the description below, skip to whichever story you want. If you don't know what that means I provide you the ability to skip to the part of the video you want to listen to. That way you don't have to complain in the comments about it taking too long to get to what you want to get to. It's always that way, it's always been the case, they're always down there for you. That was a bit passive aggressive, but at this point, I kind of had to. Legendary will start out. This is starting out. I'm just me justifying some people who got very sensy with me in my last videos about, oh my god, how could you make a joke about a global pandemic? If Legendary can make a Godzilla meme about it, which they did this morning, then I can too. And I can meme about it. Yeah, Legendary shared out Mothra vs. Rodan. Rodan tackling Mothra into a building as a meme, showing everyone's fears about coronavirus. Oh, I can't say that, can I? Ooh, YouTube's gonna come after me about Shmershmona virus. Big brain time. Godzilla vs. Kong came out yesterday, and it so far at the box office, it's, you know, I was gonna commit to that bit, but then I decided it wasn't worth it. Godzilla vs. Kong was supposed to come out March 13th in 2020, and it is March 14th. The movie did not come out. There was this Toho Kingdom tweet from a year ago, from March 13th, 2019, where they were celebrating that in 1 year we would be seeing Godzilla and Kong's rivalry back on screen for the first time in many, many, many years. And, you know, that didn't occur. A lot of people are upset about it. It's a blessing in disguise. I think in retrospect now, here in hindsight, we can say 100% for sure that was a great thing that the movie did not come out yesterday, because it just would have failed. It would have done horrible. Chinese theaters are closed. The movie needs China to succeed. We need the Chinese box office for the MonsterVerse. Without that, we're doomed. And a lot of Americans are paranoid. They're freaking out over nothing, in my opinion. It's not as big a deal as the news is telling you. Not to say it's not a big deal, but it's not as big a deal as you're making it out to be. The movie would have done bad. Americans are not wanting to go to the theaters. Everyone's freaking out. No, it's a bit of a crazy situation. Thank God the movie did not come out. Also, oh, it is a terrible time for me for the movie to come out. It's been such a busy, not good week. There's been a lot of problems with school and a lot of things coming up this week that just suck. And I've got jury duty, which is not fun. It's, you know, it is what it is. That's why I was not able to upload this week, is because I had jury duty and I have a whole bunch of other stuff, and I still have jury duty at the moment. Yeah, it's a mess, dude. This would have been the worst time for Godzilla vs. Kong to come out. Thank the Lord it did not come out March 13th. Toho Kingdom shared a King Kong vs. Godzilla 1962 BTS picture that's pretty damn sweet. I've never seen this one before. It is Kong throwing Godzilla by the tail. It's a huge missed opportunity here though, isn't it? We never get a shot like that in the movie King Kong vs. Godzilla. We never get a shot like that. We only get close-ups on Kong as he throws Godzilla. That shot is totally marketed everywhere, and it's not even hardly in the movie, so I wish this shot itself was in the movie, but that's pretty sweet. I've never seen that image before, so I really liked that. Grimorio Island put out a call to arms on Twitter saying that when Godzilla vs. Kong comes out in November, we all need to rally behind it and go see it as many times as possible on the biggest screen possible. I saw some people get triggered about that. It's no different. We made the same call to arms back when King of the Monsters was coming out, and I agree with it. Yeah, Godzilla fans, if you want more Godzilla, go see it. Even if you're gonna cry and be like, oh, well, I don't like the Legendary movies. If you want more Godzilla, you gotta support the current Godzilla that's out, because otherwise, I know you think you're telling the studio you don't want more Godzilla like that, but what you're actually telling the studio, what they're gonna interpret, is you're saying, I don't want any more Godzilla in general. Little word of the wise there. There's a lot of fear-mongering going on in the community though right now. It is a bit absurd. So many people being like, oh, the MonsterVerse is doomed, Americans hate Godzilla, all this stuff. It's like, shut up, why don't you let the people who are educated talk? I'm a bit sassy today. It's been a long week. Yeah, it seriously does annoy me though. All the fear mongering. Everyone's saying that Godzilla vs. Kong is doomed. The movie's gonna fail when it comes out, regardless of when it comes out. You're the reason it's gonna fail. You're the one who's spreading all the negativity, and that's gonna be the thing that makes it fail. The movie receives positive feedback and positive reception, it will do well. That's how movies work. Did you know that? Because that's how they work. All the fear mongering is just gonna backfire. It's gonna make you look like you were a genius for predicting that it'd fail, but really it's just your fault that it failed. Idiot. Spiral Studios revealed their images of their new Deluxe Ghidorah. So this is their massive Ghidorah figure, over 3 feet tall, like 5-foot wingspan. I don't know how big the wingspan is. I don't totally remember, but it's huge. It is a big boy figure, over $1,000. Very expensive. This one lights up in the neck. Really cool. We've covered this in previous videos, so I'm not going to do too much talking about it now. It's more detailed than the original release, but there's not too many differences, so I don't really want to spend much time on it here, as you can go back and listen to me talk about the Spiral Studios Ghidorah in other videos. Playmates Toys, the guys who are the head figure distributors for Godzilla vs. Kong. I forget what their actual title is, but that's what I'm going to say. They have updated their website, so now they have a new Godzilla and Kong section on their website. Pretty sweet. If you see here, the promo images, the Shin Godzilla figure has been discontinued. They are no longer selling that, or at the very least, they're no longer marketing it. So that one's gone. I own all the Playmates figures at the moment, except for the Kong Skull Island 6-inch. I cannot seem to find that one anywhere. Yeah, so Playmates Godzilla stuff is all coming out now. You know, they have their spring run. This is considered their spring run, and we know that we are going to be getting Godzilla vs. Kong figures come fall. So in the fall, we will be seeing Godzilla vs. Kong, and that's what we can look forward to. All right, let's talk about all these Shmona delays, because there's a lot going on with that situation. Am I okay to call it COVID? Am I still going to get age restricted or whatever the heck YouTube's doing if I call it COVID? So, okay, here's the situation. Everything's delayed. You know how we talked about in the last video with James Bond, how James Bond might be the trendsetter, it's going to delay, and then everything else is going to follow suit? Everything else followed suit. We'll just cover some of the biggest headlines, some of the most interesting. Mulan has been delayed. So Mulan was going to come out in March. The movie got delayed for obvious reasons. It got delayed because they need that Chinese box office for that movie. That's what they're banking on. It's a Chinese-oriented film. And, you know, Americans are not going to the theaters at the moment, so the movie had to be delayed. It's a pretty interesting decision to delay that film. I don't necessarily think the delay is going to benefit that movie. I mean, sure, it will domestically, but I feel like that film's tied up in so much controversy foreignly, you know, with all the protesting going on and the way that the Chinese government has turned that main actress of the movie into like a propaganda piece. If you've seen the Twitter complaints and all the protests on Twitter, you'll know what I'm talking about. I just don't necessarily think that Mulan's going to do as well as Disney would like it to, regardless of when they put it out, although I do think pushing it back is a good decision on their part financially. I know a lot of people are worried that they're going to move it to November and then it's going to conflict with, oh my god, it's going to fight Godzilla vs. Kong again. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Disney is going to, or even the studios in general, are going to put all of their eggs in the very end of the month basket, you know, or the year, I should say. I don't think that the last 3 months of the year are just going to be non-stop films. I don't see that happening. I think they're going to sprinkle them out through 2021. That is what I think is likely, and I think summer is going to become a dropping ground for a lot of movies as well. September, maybe. I see that happening much more likely than I see them just going, all right, October, November, December, you are just loaded. There's like 12 movies every weekend. That's not going to occur. Movie studios are well aware that if they do that, no movie, not a single one, is going to do well. So they're well aware of that. Also, the reason they're not going to move Mulan to that November area is because now Mulan would be competing with Disney. Mulan would be going up against itself. It'd be fighting Eternals, it'd be fighting Raya and the Last Dragon, and it'd be fighting whatever comes out after that, because of course there's Disney releases constantly, so it's going to fight whatever comes out in December and the early months of the next year of 2021. I don't see that happening. I don't see Mulan moving there. I think they're going to push Mulan to the summer. That's my guess. New Mutants, as well as Antlers, I don't even know what that movie is. Those also got delayed, so New Mutants, poor movie. Wasn't that movie supposed to come out in like 2017 or 18? Oh, those poor guys, the poor actors in that film. Those movies also got delayed. I mean, a lot of movies are getting delayed, a lot. Fast and Furious 9, Fast 9 has been delayed till April 2021. If you remember, Godzilla vs. Kong had to run away from Fast 9 because we all know Fast 9 is going to soak in the Chinese box office, as they always do, those Fast and Furious movies. That was gonna happen, and Godzilla vs. Kong had to uproot from its May release date and move till March in order to get away from it. And now all of a sudden the movie's been delayed a full year. So that's where that's at. The movie's I should say almost a year. It's 11 months. That's a situation there. Crazy, man. Hollywood is looking to lose $20 billion as a result of the COVID situation, as a result of all the theaters shutting down and all the delays. That also goes for films currently in production. Those of you who don't know, a lot of films currently in production have either been put on hold or canceled. So that's the current situation. I think Jurassic World, as of today or yesterday, just got put on delay. So that movie is no longer filming. That one's put on hold. A lot of studios are putting all their films on hold. I have some insider information that Warner Brothers is looking to shut down all productions not in post. So any movie in post-production post-production is going to continue. They're going to finish out post-production, but everything else is going to be put on delay indefinitely. So that is the situation, meaning Godzilla vs. Kong is safe. So that's good news, right? Godzilla vs. Kong is in post-production. They are wrapping up post-production. They just have a few months left on the film. That movie is looking to be safe. I've seen a lot of people thinking that Godzilla vs. Kong is going to get delayed again. I think that's entirely possible. It all depends on how the virus develops over summer. It depends on what we're looking at by the time we get to, I'd say probably July might be a time when they go, yeah, we can keep Godzilla vs. Kong in its November date, or we can push it. There's a lot of fans like me and Gurmaru Island who are saying stick to your guns, keep it in November unless the situation develops really poorly and it just looks like there's no escaping it in November. It looks like it's going to be a big problem in November still. Then delay the film. But at the moment, don't run away just because everyone else is running away. You have a date at the end of the year. There's no telling how things are going to develop. It's entirely possible that things die down before then. I don't think that the movie should run just yet. I think they should hold on to that November release date. And I think the movie could do very well in its November release date, especially because we're going to experience a massive drought in movies in the spring and summer seasons, leaving the fall to be this massive flood back to the theaters when people want to go see movies again. I think that's going to be very beneficial for a film like Godzilla vs. Kong. In terms of other delays, because there are other non-movie related delays, WonderCon, which was scheduled to feature something, has been delayed. I don't know what exactly WonderCon was scheduled to feature. But WonderCon's been delayed, which leads people to speculate that maybe its new date, I don't know what the new date is, if it has a new date yet, will feature some Godzilla vs. Kong merchandise. Maybe X Plus will feature some Godzilla stuff like they do previously. That is possible as well. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I don't know. I don't expect anything big from WonderCon at the moment, but you never know. WonderCon is typically has a lot of figure reveals, so we'll have to wait and see. Licensing Expo, also notorious for having many good figure reveals. Notorious is the wrong word, isn't it? I don't know. Licensing Expo was set to feature both Toho and Legendary. That's been delayed as well. And we know that Godzilla vs. Kong makes a presence there because it did last year, or the previous Licensing Expo featured a Godzilla vs. Kong banner. This one has been delayed to August 11th through 13th, meaning I think we're going to get figures. By the time this Licensing Expo happens, I think that is when the Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong figures will be on full display officially. So that is my prediction here. But yeah, the Licensing Expo has been delayed, as has our biggest possibility for the first Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. A lot of people, including myself, were holding out hope that March 31st was going to be the first Godzilla vs. Kong trailer because, as I've been saying forever now, I thought March, April was gonna be the release date for the trailer. I still kind of think that's gonna be the case, but CinemaCon has been delayed. CinemaCon was gonna have a panel on March 31st featuring Warner Brothers as they premiered their upcoming 2020 films. It's been delayed. It was unclear if we were ever gonna get to see any footage released there, but considering the date, I think it's incredibly likely that we would have seen something, and I still think that this could be a time period when they drop the trailer online or do what they did with Kong Skull Island and release it through something like the Jimmy Kimmel show or some sort of talk show and premiere it there, because I know they're all about like the premiere status of these trailers, so I think that's possible. Ultimately, I think that April is still going to be our most likely time to get a first trailer or teaser. I should say teaser, not trailer, but first teaser for the movie. I think that's very likely. Definitely May and June and July. We're guaranteed to get something in May, June, July. So that's obvious, especially because SDCC has yet to be canceled. It's in a state of limbo at the moment, but it's yet to be canceled, yet to be delayed. I think that SDCC is going to push forward and continue. That's my guess. And I think around SDCC time, regardless of whether SDCC happens, we are going to get Godzilla vs. Kong trailers and pictures and whatever else, unless the film gets delayed. But if they are looking to keep their November release date, I anticipate that March or April, at some point, we could see something Godzilla vs. Kong related. There was some official plots for Godzilla vs. Kong. These are nothing new, but I figured I'd just recap them here because we now have two variations of the plot, so I might as well mention them. I'll read through them here. They're kind of broken up, and it's going to be kind of awkward to read, but I'll give it my best shot. Legends collide as Godzilla and Kong, the two most powerful forces of nature, clash on the big screen in a spectacular battle for the ages, as Monarch embarks on a perilous mission into fantastic uncharted terrain, unearthing clues of the Titan's very origins. A human conspiracy threatens to wipe out the creatures, both good and bad, from the face of the earth forever. Based on that description, it sounds like Monarch's going to be exploring the Hollow Earth, while some sort of, I don't know, oxygen destroyer, I have no idea, is going to threaten to wipe out all life, as the description would tell us. Here's the other one that we've heard a lot more. In a time when monsters walk the earth, humanity's fight for its future sets Godzilla and Kong on a collision course that will see the two most powerful forces of nature on the planet collide in a spectacular battle for the ages. As Monarch embarks on a perilous mission into uncharted terrain and unearths clues of the Titan's origins, a a human conspiracy threatens to wipe out the creatures, both good and bad, from the face of the earth forever. I do find the idea that they're looking for clues of the Titan's origins interesting. That gives me like a Gamera vibe where he's going to be from Atlantis. Of course, we know in the MonsterVerse that's not the case. They're supposed to be organic creatures. That's just an interesting way to word it, and that's what leads me to believe they're going to be exploring the Hollow Earth. What this whole human conspiracy that sets Godzilla and Kong on a collision course could be, I have no idea. In my version of the story, which I will continue, I promise. I did take this week off because of jury duty, but I will continue that story. You will see that I do have something similar. I do have a human-involved plot element, set Godzilla and Kong on a clash course. That's something that I also had. So there's the whole Godzilla vs. Kong situation. Kind of a mess at the moment, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to continue to try and remain optimistic, and I don't know what you should do. It's up to you. I don't care. I'm going to try and remain optimistic. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time for the next one. D-Man, out.